There's a Bengali proverb which says that if Krishna protects one, if the Supreme Lord Krishna protects one, then who can hurt him? And if Krishna kills someone, then who can protect him? Krishna rake mare ke, Krishna mare rake ke, mare Krishna rake ke. Just as if some people, they are in their homes with their big doors and the big guards and so many protection, yet they die or they are raided by dacoits and everything is stolen away. While another person, he may be carrying lakhs of rupees in his briefcase and walk down the street and no one will bother. Because ultimately everything, you see, is in the hands of Krishna. Icha eva, chaiva icha anurupa. This material nature creates, annihilates, maintains simply on the will, on the wish of Krishna. Just like in our body we desire that, let me move my hand. Our hand moves. If we build a castle out of sand, we can also knock it down. No one asks us to build, we can also tear it within our prerogative. So all living entities are the part and parcel of Krishna. Malaya Vamsa Jiva Loki, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Some of them are cooperating and some of them are not cooperating. So out of his own will, Krishna decided, all right, let me create the material world for those uncooperative parts and parcels who I have given independence. And they can have an opportunity to satisfy their independent ideas and to eventually come back to me. But he doesn't compromise his supremacy. That is the difference. That Krishna is supreme. Therefore he can do whatever he likes. And that is considered to be all good. His action is the standard. On the other hand, the impersonalist philosophers, they're thinking that I am God. Yet, at every moment, they are put under so many miserable conditions of this material world. What kind of God are they? Here we see that in no way can Krishna be compromised.